Hey guys! Today's video is going to be on how to finally get out of a rut. And it's probably not what you think. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rahaza, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It's so nice to have you. So the first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to getting out of a rut, alright, is what is the first thing that we try to do when we get into a rut? We try to get out of it, right? And it sounds obvious, but when we get into a rut, the first thing we're trying to do is we're trying to get out of that as quick as we can. Now, I'm speaking from personal experience, being someone who happens to get into many ruts and has historically gotten into many ruts. In fact, I was just in a rut about a month or two ago. So believe me, you're getting this from a how to get out of a rut pro, because I've gotten myself out of many ruts. And the first thing that I want to say, which has honestly been the biggest, most helpful thing that I have done when I have been in a rut, this is the most helpful thing, is, I know this may surprise some of you, but it's to allow yourself to be there, to be exactly where you are right now. In life, we have temporary downs. We have ebbs and flows to life. It's just a part of the cycle of life. It's a part of why we're even here in this human experience, is to have moments where we're just not feeling like our best self. We're feeling down. We're not feeling great. We're feeling like we're stuck. We're feeling confused in our direction. We're feeling confused on where we're going in our life. We don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the faster that you can come to accept that this is a part of the human experience and not resist it, actually, the paradox is that the faster you're going to be able to get through it. I know for me, whenever I would get into a rut, the first thing I would do was make like an action plan. Like, how do I get out of this rut? And then I would make like a big ass to-do list, long ass to-do list for me to be able to get myself back on track, back onto my health routine, back onto my fitness goals, back onto my healthy eating, back onto my momentum of manifestation and all the things that I set out for myself to do, back onto my working grind, you know. But what I've been doing for the past few times that I've been in a rut, and this has really, really helped me, is instead of trying to force myself to do something that I really did not want to do, I gave myself the space to just be present and exist in where I was at that moment. I didn't force myself to do the things that I really did not want to do, because I noticed that beating myself up created a lot of resistance. Now, once you allow the experience, once you allow yourself to go through what you're going through, be in this route right now, allow yourself to just have a human moment, right? A human experience moment where you're feeling in a lower place. Once you allow it, I want you to just become aware of what is coming up for you during this time. Because I feel like life, universe, our higher self will put us through these experiences where we need to slow down, where we are literally forced to take a hard look at what we're doing with our lives and just see what it is that's coming up for us that we're needing to work on. I know whenever I'm in a rut, a lot of things will come up for me, a lot of confusion, a lot of doubts, just things of lower vibration, things of just being out of alignment. It'll bring up a lot for a person, right? Being in that dark space. And I feel like it really brings these things up for a reason, in order for us to be able to recognize it and be able to heal it, whether that is intentionally or unintentionally. Whether we decide to take action on that healing, or whether we decide to mask it up, hide it up, ignore the pain, run away from the pain, and keep putting bandages on the pain, that's up to us. But I believe that during these times, we're really being tested to see if we're paying attention to what the universe is trying to tell us during these ruts. Now, I personally did this the last time I was going through a rut. Is what I did was I took out a notebook. I got mine. Ow, I just smacked myself in the face. I've got my notebook and I just wrote down like all the lessons that I was learning, that I felt like I was getting out of this low place. When I was in that rut, I was just kind of jotting down like, what are things that I feel like this is teaching me right now? About 6 months ago, I was in a really, really, really deep rut. And what I did to get myself out of this rut was I actually created a system and a process for myself, which I then later actually created into a 4-week online course called Life from Scratch, which is basically recreating your life from scratch, or from coming from a place of like being in a low place, a really low rut, to transmuting that energy into, being the happiest, healthiest, just most aligned version of myself. And I turned that into a course. So if you want to check that out, actually check out the description down below. It should be live by the time this video is out. I'll leave a link to a website with all the information that you need to know about that course. But Anyway, back to what I was saying is that I wrote down the lessons on this journal of the things that I felt like were coming up for me as lessons during this time. For me, what I learned to do was to really slow down and to be present. I really was able to assess like what is important to me now. Am I in the right direction, or am I doing things for the right reason? Because I noticed I was kind of just like going through the motions, burning myself out, kind of just working, hustling, doing the things that I knew needed to get done for my business, for my content, for my social media, for my courses, like whatever the things that I was doing. I was realizing I was like on this hamster wheel and not really taking the time to come back to myself, be present, slow down, and ask myself like, why am I even doing what I'm doing? Like, why am I here? Why was I put onto this earth? So I was able to kind of just take a step back to assess and bring myself back to that realization. So I ended up realizing, like reframing it in my mind from a negative thing to a positive thing, because it was able to shift the way that I was viewing the things that I was doing. That rhymed. Now, I also want you yourself to ask yourself, what is coming up for you right now? I actually want you, if you feel called to, bring out a journal and write down for yourself what is coming up for you during this time. Because when we're in a low place, that is truly our greatest teacher. Now, I want you to ask yourself and write down, if you feel called, is what you're doing right now in your life in alignment for you? Because if you're feeling like in a rut and you're feeling like you're having a hard time getting yourself to do the things that you normally like to do, maybe it's time to switch things up. How can you make things in your life more exciting, more fun, more aligned with your soul, with your soul's purpose, with something that's going to just light you up and make you feel good about how you're showing up? Is there something that can be changed? Is there something that can be different? Why is there stagnancy right now? Or maybe you don't even want to think about overanalyzing and, going into the healing work and asking yourself all these questions. Maybe your lesson is not to do all that, and it's literally just to be. It's literally just to be present with whatever it is that you're feeling at this moment, at this time. And that's perfectly okay too. That's perfectly fine. Whatever it is that is coming up for you, and maybe that is just resting. Maybe that is just relaxing and giving yourself space and time to process and just literally exist where you are. And that's okay. I have a video called Healing is Not Your Purpose. Stop trying to heal. And maybe that's the message that you need to hear right now. We don't always need to be so productive and doing something that is pushing us to our next level. Of course, there are periods of time where that is something that we're feeling called to do, and we do really want to put our focus and attention in healing certain aspects of ourselves. But there are also times where we can just literally allow ourselves to exist where we are in this moment and let that be enough. But one thing that I can say for almost damn certain is that whenever we are in a rut, it means that changes are necessary right now. Maybe the changes will occur after you let yourself just sit in this for a little bit, but as long as you know that there are changes on the horizon, things are about to get better, okay? Remember that things are going to turn around. There are ebbs and flows to life. You're not always going to be in an ebb. Eventually, everything's going to all make sense, okay? I realized I didn't really give you that reassurance yet. Yes, everything is going to come together. Everything is going to make sense. It always does. It doesn't feel like it when we're in that low place, but it does. In order to know what changes need to be made, though, you need to go within. You need to ask yourself, what is this time period teaching you? What are you feeling internally? What do you feel like this rut is? What purpose is it serving in your life? Once you can get the answer to that, you know exactly what it is that you need to do, what you need to change. And I actually talk about how to get yourself out of a rut and into alignment in a free masterclass that I'm hosting on December 1st. It's going to be live on Zoom if you guys want to attend. It's going to be an interactive Zoom call where you can ask me questions. There's going to be an interactive portion. So definitely if you want to attend that live, I'm going to leave the link in the description for you to sign up, completely free. And also, if you're watching this video after December 1st, 2022, then I'm going to leave the replay link in the description down below. But yeah, to wrap up this video, I hope that you go easy on yourself during this time. So that's all for me in this video, guys. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, please leave it a like and a comment down below letting me know what was the most valuable thing you got out of this video. Hit that subscribe button for new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And without further ado, I'll see you in my next one. Bye! Love ya!